So welcome to lesson 21. In this lesson, we shall be creating class registers, class register students table, and we'll be scaffolding code pages for each of these entities. Now, the lesson outline is that we are going to create a read-only property called StudentDetails. So I head over to my database. So I click on tables, I click on point to new, and I click on table. So first column will be class register ID, that type will be begins. To be a primary key column, and I'm going to set it as identity column. Then I'm going to have academic section ID. So the data type here will be int. I'm going to have term ID. The data type will be int. I'm going to have school class ID. The data type will be int as well. So I'm going to save this table as class registers. I just want to check that class register is identity. Okay, it's identity. Now after doing that, I click on database diagram. Say new database diagram. I'm going to add class registers table. I'm going to add academic sessions. So I'll drag and drop from where academic section is primary key. I'll release it on the academic section in class registers table that is not primary key. Click OK and click OK. Then I click again add table. This time around I'm going to add terms. Click add, click close. So I drag and drop from here. Term ID is not primary key. I drag and drop from where term ID is primary key, and I release on where term ID is not primary key. I click OK, I click OK. I click again add table. This time around I'm going to add school classes. So I'm going to drag from where school class ID is from where school class ID is primary key. I will drop it on where school ID is not primary key. I click OK, I click OK. Then I click save all. Click OK. I click yes. Now it's time to create my second table. First column will be ID, that type will be begins, to be primary key, to be identity column. second column will be student ID, which is also digit. Next column will be class register ID, which is also digit. Then there will be date added. That will be date time. And I click on this table, I save as class register students. Once again, I click on database diagram, new database diagram. So I click on class register students. I click on students and I click on class registers. I click close. I rearrange everything so that class register students is in the middle. I drag and drop from student ID, that is primary key, in students table. I drop on student ID in class register students. I click OK. I click OK. Then once again I drag and drop on class register ID in class register table. Class register ID in class register table is primary key. I drop it on class register ID in class register students. I click OK. Click OK. Then I click save, click open, click yes. Now, having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll go to my application, I'll click on data, I'll click on, make sure I select on data, I click next. This time around, I'm going to ensure that the two tables, class register and class register students, are added. I want to enable optimistic concurrency. I click next. I want to generate pages for prod. For this time around, I want to generate master detail hierarchy. I'm not overwriting existing files. I don't want to select all the entities. I will scroll down and select class register. I export to Excel such as I type, double click to edit, change date format to dd/mm/YYY, form invariant I set to field. Then I click finish. So let's run the app again. Ratson is building the app. Once again. So I log in with development credentials of admin as username and admin as password. Hit login. So after logging in, let's click on class registers. let's click on add to create a class register for primary 1 and for first term. Now let's expand the class register and see whether we can add the students. When we click, we see this error, unable to load class register. Now I'm going to stop the app. I'm going to stop the app. Now I'll right click on the client project. I will say reveal in Explorer. I'll right click on the solution file. I'm going to say open with Microsoft Visual Studio 2022. So project is open in Visual Studio. I'll click on Solution Explorer. Now in Solution Explorer, I'm going to open the last page I just created, which is okay. The last page I just created was ClassRegisters.Razor, and there were some other pages created too. One of the pages created is ClassRegisters table page. Sorry. So I'm going to add ClassRegistStudent page. Excuse me. Add ClassRegistStudent.Razor. So I'm going to open this page. Yes, so I'm going to double click on AddClassRegisterStudent.Razor to open it. I do not want class register drop down, so I'm going to remove it from the markup. So I'm going to highlight the form field, then I take it out. Then I save. After that, I'll go back to Solution Explorer again. I'll expand AddClassRegisterStudent.razor. I'll open the code behind file, that is the C# code file. Since I've eliminated the drop down for class register, there is no more need for this I enumerable to populate class register, so I take it out. Then there is no more need for this method to load the class register drop down. There's no more need for it. So I take it out as well. Then one more thing I will do, I'll go to Solution Explorer. This time around, I will head over to the server project. I will expand models. I'll go to Data folder. I'm going to open Student Poco class. So I click on Data again. I'm going to add a new class. So the name of my class, I'm going to call it student.custom.cs. So I click add. Now, student.custom.cs file has been added. I'm going to ensure that it's a partial class. And then I'm also going to ensure that it has the same namespace as the student class that was generated by RADSI. So I just replace this. Okay. Now I'm going to create a property. A string property. The name of this property will be StudentDetails. I want it to be a read-only property. So in the original student class generated by RADSI, we have student ID, first name, middle name, and lastly about some of the properties generated. So here I'm just going to say return student ID dot to string plus empty space plus first name plus empty space and then plus last name. Then I'm going to tell RADZing that this property is not marked. I make sure that I import the new space for the not marked, and the namespace is system.component.data annotations.schema. So this is not marked attributes that I've just added. Now on AddClassRegisterStudent.Razor, we have a drop down that populates list of students. The text property right now is admission number and the value property is student ID. I'm going to change the text property for the student drop down. I'm going to change it to student details. Then I save. Having saved that, I'm going to close the application in Visual Studio. I'll go back to RADZing. I'll click Run. So RADZing is busy building the app again. So I log in with username of admin, password of admin once again. Now I go to ClassRegisters. So I have this class register that I created earlier on. I expand it. Now I click on Add. No error this time around. So which date am I adding the student? Let's assume that I am adding the student yesterday, and I want to add Ademola Aliyu. I click Save. There is an issue here. I don't need to display this class register here since it's the primary entity, the parent entity. So what do? I I'm going to stop the app once again. Click stop. I'll go to pages under client project. This time around, I'm going to go to ClassRegisters.razor. I'll click on source. I'm going to remove this space between I and T, so that becomes class register ID. I don't need the column for class register again in child entity, so I take it out. Okay, I have student.admission number. I want to see student dot student details instead. Then I go to file, click save all. I'll remove this. Let me go to view, zoom in, make it bigger, use zoom in. Okay, let me remove the space between the I and D, and I go to file. Once again, I'm going to run. Click on run. So the app is opened again. I'm already logged in. Click on class registers. The grid is loaded. I expand the record. Yes, I see Ademola Aliu. Let me click on add again. This time around, I want to add John Knox. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.